Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, my name is John Rubio. I'm the country director for Facebook Philippines. I'm hoping everyone's staying safe and I'm hoping everyone's excited for this afternoon session around understanding the consumer in today's environment and how all of us can look at this as an opportunity to drive discovery commerce. First off, I'd like to thank the organizers for having me here. Startups are near and dear to my heart. I had one myself, and I still remember setting up the company. We had 5 people. We set it up in a literal closet in a building, and it was an interesting journey. And one of the great joys of my life was watching that 5 people grow to 10, grow to 15, 20, and eventually hitting 750 people. The joy of coming out with new products, connecting with my customers. I think there's something about the entrepreneurial spirit of the Filipino that I think is encapsulated by everyone in this audience, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how we as Facebook can help you navigate the new environment and grow your business. As you all know, these are very unprecedented times, and I know it's been really challenging for everybody as things changed all around us. Not being able to go outside and suddenly having to think about and pivot on all the stuff that we knew and deciding how do we take our business in what's always been known as the new normal. And what's interesting is when we talk about the new normal, and I know we've heard about this a lot, I think the key thing to understand is that people have adjusted significantly to this. Now, when we look at certain trends around the dramatic rise in digital media consumption, for example, or how, for example, people are starting to shift spending and consuming patterns online. There are all these adjustments that are happening, and we hope to go through some of these today to share with you what we're seeing from a consumer perspective and how we're seeing, innovative businesses leveraging this for their ability to reach out to customers. So take, for example, Facebook. We're very happy about the ability for us where the tools that are available to the largest companies are available to even a single proprietor, right? The ability to reach family, friends, customers are the same. And it's interesting when you look at our global business, we have about 180 million customers on our platform, and many of them use free tools, whether it's setting up a page, whether it's connecting directly with their customers, whether it's responding to queries over messaging or creating bots to automate their business. We give you the ability to reach your customers, and these are the same tools that are available to the largest companies. So what we wanted to talk about today was 4 different things, which hopefully takes you through this process that we talked about. The first is we're going to look at the insights and trends that are happening in the market today. The second is what are the solutions that you have on Facebook, whether these are free tools or whether you decide you want to be more targeted and say have an advertisement that looks only at a geographic constraint, maybe the only places that you would deliver to, or maybe from a specific customer base so that your spend is more efficient as you think about growing your business. We're then going to talk with an innovator, Saul. So really excited for that fireside chat to sort of understand how a leading commerce platform is looking at this new environment. And then obviously, we'll have some live Q&A so that you can ask your questions of the team. Finally, I also wanted to share this. We have a Facebook Small Business Grants program. You can see the URL to understand more about this. But if you have more than 2 employees and up to 50 employees, we are here to help. So you may be eligible for a small business grant. At Facebook, we realize that small and medium-sized businesses, startups, are the engines of the global and Philippine economy. So we want to make sure that we're doing our part to help. So, check out that URL and apply to see if you're eligible. Lastly, I just like to thank again everyone in the audience. I know these are very tough times. I hope that with what we'll share with you today, that you have some glimpse into the trends that are happening and how potentially that we can work together to help grow your business. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, and I hope that all of you are doing awesome and are keeping safe. I'm super excited to be part of this event as I've always dreamed of having my own startup. So thank you for making me feel at home and already part of your community. So while times are tough and filled with so much uncertainty, in a way, there are also a lot of opportunities for many businesses, for many startups, as our economy tries to regain its growth trajectory as the lockdown eases. Today, it's a level playing field, right? It's a level playing field across all types of businesses, whether you're an established business or a small mom and pop shop or a startup coming out from a garage. Everything is starting from the same starting point, right? It's a level playing field, just in a different time. Now, given this, of course, we can't afford to wait for purchase intent to happen. We need to turn on demand. We need to turn on discovery commerce right now. So before anything else, my name is Gino Pineda. I'm a husband, a dad to two young boys, and I'm a client partner from Facebook Philippines. So pardon me in advance if you hear some screaming or some crying later on. Those will probably be my two kids. And as you know, I'm broadcasting from home. So speaking of my two young boys, right? I have a 3-year-old and I have a 1-year-old, and we do consume a lot of diapers. Imagine how many diapers we consume in a day, in a week, in a month, right? And now that we're actually in the middle of the mega sales day season, right? A lot of online sales happening online. You can just imagine what's on my Facebook and Instagram newsfeed. So apart from basketball, cars, art, or even watches, all of which I'm deeply passionate about, my Facebook and Instagram feed right now, you can just imagine, right? It's full of diapers, different brands of diapers trying to compete for my attention. I guess that's discovery commerce at play. That's creating purchase intent right before it happens. That's what we call performance marketing. That today brands know me, they know I have two kids, and they are making me want to take an action after seeing their content on Facebook. And it surely goes beyond myself. I bet many of us feel the same way. Some may even be surprised to see stuff on their newsfeed, right, that they were just thinking about. And all of a sudden, when they open Facebook or Instagram, it's there, right? Right on their newsfeed, on their mobile device. I guess that experience is what marketers aspire for these days, right? The ability to drive curation and personalization and to be able to scale that across different types of audiences. So, performance marketing is also the source of industry growth, right? A lot of people have been talking about the growth of e commerce, right? You couple that with precision marketing plus the pandemic, you'll see growth rates that we've never experienced before. Interestingly, in reality, as digital growth is taking place at an exponential pace, online commerce has not just been a convenience, but a lifeline for many Filipinos, right? A lot of Filipinos have lost their jobs and are shifting their livelihood towards selling stuff online. And if we look at the numbers on this slide, you'll see that it took less than half the time for internet sales in Asia Pacific to increase by 10%, which is now at a 24% rate, a record high. I guess the change itself, I guess, was not unexpected. We all actually saw this coming. But the pace of change is so drastic. And that's the part that we couldn't have anticipated. Furthermore, e-commerce growth is a result of evolving consumer habits, of course. Like, for example, I have a mom who's a senior citizen, right? She never believed in online shopping. But of course, because of the lockdown, because of the pandemic, senior citizens weren't allowed to go out. And she had no choice but to adapt to shopping online, right? And now there are deliveries going to her place every single day. It's super hard to stop her. She's having a good time. And it's not just mom who has formed this new habit, of course. I guess many of us now rely on e-commerce for our daily needs. And these new habits, I think, will be carried on even after the pandemic, even after the lockdown begins to ease. So let's go a bit deeper, right, in trying to understand the evolving consumer behaviors. So, for example, in Asia Pacific, more than half of the population plan to shop more online even after the pandemic. And interestingly, specific to the Philippines, according to a study from Kantar, we've seen an increase in online shopping penetration. And at the same time, we found out that more than 70% of the population plan to increase their online spends in the future. Which means that for businesses and brands, this change in consumer behavior may be daunting, right? Maybe scary at times. But on this, but sorry, I'll start from the beginning. Which means that for businesses and brands, this change in consumer behavior may be daunting, but also offers unique opportunities to connect in meaningful ways with a lot of people. Now, consumers and their ever evolving behaviors will mean that we now have opportunities to look for other pockets of growth. And that's why we need to continue testing and learning, right? Which is super important these days so that we can figure out how best to serve our customers in their own terms. So today, to be able to drive growth, discovery commerce will matter more than ever, right? Businesses embracing discovery commerce recognize that the consumer journey starts well before intent. And they also understand that while meeting demand is super critical, it is now really important to create demand through discovery. So, talking about discovery commerce, right? Here's how Facebook can help drive that. To support your business and becoming even more data-driven, customer-centric, and agile, all of which are super important these days, today I would like to share the Facebook Discovery Commerce System, right? How does this work? First, it begins with rich data. We need to understand how people are interacting with their business. Second, we need to leverage on available sophisticated advertising tools, right? We need to put data to work, helping your product find the right people at the right time. And finally, we need to maximize engaging shopping surfaces, right? We need to make it easier, faster for people to buy from your business. And that's where discovery comes in, right? That's where discovery comes in at its core. Because discovery commerce enables businesses to go one step further than they can with any other marketing tool or platform today, right? It's not about meeting your customers' needs, but anticipating those needs as they happen. So while e-commerce is about people finding products, for example, right? Discovery commerce is about products finding people. It's about getting there before anyone else does. So let's take a closer look, right? At Facebook, we've always built for people first. We know that no two people's interests and passion points are the same, and neither are their experiences on our apps. And over the past decade and a half, we've been building the news feed, and it's become the world's most advanced discovery engine. That now every single feed for every single user is unique. It's discovery and customization on a massive scale. So how do we do it, right? How are we able to create experiences that are good for people as they are for businesses? Well, it all begins with rich data. Rich data makes customer experiences great. The more we know, the better we can serve, the better experiences we can deliver. Here, an abundance of data stems from the uniqueness of humanity, right? We are all different, we are all complex. But no matter how different and complex we are, I think what's interesting about us are the stories that we tell, are the stories that we share, are the stories that we want people to know of. These stories are powerful than any set of demographics will ever tell you, right? So we look beyond the numbers and demographics to uncover what makes our consumers, what makes our audiences who they are, and what they want. So to illustrate that, every day, for example, I go to Facebook and Instagram, right, to stay updated with my friends, family, keep tabs on news, and even things that I'm passionate about, right? And I guess that most of us also do use this platform on our own reasons, right? Reasons which are all unique, reasons which are shaped by our personal interests, needs, and wants, reasons that are unique to us. And at Facebook, knowing what our users care about allows us to show our audiences content that they want to see and allows us to create experiences that we know our audiences will love. Now, that's a super hard task to do, and we cannot do this alone. And to be able to maximize our precision marketing tools, we actually need your help, right? Because when you share the things that you know about your customers, the system can now look for more people like your most valuable audiences. And that's how we can work together, right? This is what makes discovery commerce not just good for businesses, but good for people as well. Because even if we know the people on our platform, we all know that nobody knows your customers better than you do. And that's why we're the perfect match, right? We learn from you, and with the help of machine learning, we are able to show your ads and content to the right person at the right time, at the right format. So speaking of curation and making sure that content is personalized and we're able to scale this, right? For example, let's say that you have an online store and you're selling shoes. You might create a variety of ads, right, for the different unique selling points of your products, right? For example, you might create ads which speak about different unique selling points such as style, color, comfort, and a lot more, right? Now, at Facebook, we know which customers are likely to choose comfort over style, for example. And so what our system will do is to show those specific audiences the comfort-led style ads rather than the others, right? Which means that ads will be personalized to each set of your customer segments, right? That's the essence of personalization at scale. In the end, our goal is to move people further down the funnel, right? From awareness down to consideration, and ultimately down to conversion. And in the process of discovery commerce, we are also able to deliver frictionless commerce, right? That's because our consumers are already engaging with your product in your online store in a place where they love spending their time in. And that's on Facebook and Instagram. Therefore, we mitigate friction. So imagine that you're scrolling on your newsfeed, right? You come across a page that resonates with you. Like, for example, I do love food, right? So imagine scrolling on my newsfeed, and then I come across an awesome post of a super good hamburger, right? Imagine that juicy burger right on your newsfeed. So I click on that post and it leads me to the whole menu apart from the delicious burger, which I initially saw. And interestingly, I'm still on Facebook, right? I never left. With shops on Facebook and Instagram, this is super possible, right? People can explore your collections, your products and services, and then click through your website to check out, right? That way, again, we make it super easy, super quick for your customers to be able to access your products and services. And as mentioned earlier, it's always a two-way street, right? So with what we learn from your actions, right, from the actions of your consumers, we can then enable you to reach even more customers and expand your target audience. And our goal, of course, is together that we get better every single day. That as more and more insights are gathered, the system becomes better and better at creating demand and driving discovery commerce for you. And finally, it is this continuously improving system that makes Facebook the home of discovery commerce. So just summarizing everything that I've discussed in the past few minutes, right? Essentially, what you get out of the system depends in large part of what you put into the system, right? And to be able to be successful with driving discovery commerce, we must remember a few things, right? First, we need to study and understand our consumer journey, right? And we need to tailor our creatives, our content accordingly. Next, we need to anchor everything in data. Data is super important as we continue to strive for performance marketing perfection. Third, we need to align on KPIs, right? We need to measure what matters, right? We need to measure and align KPIs which all ladder up to business growth and to what we want to achieve. And finally, of course, we need to leverage partners for more meaningful experiences. Again, we cannot do this alone. In the end, generating demand is not just about having the right tools, right? But it's also about having that right mindset for using those tools that are available to us. And at Facebook, we're here to support you in both. Finally, I'd like to end with a quote from Mark. We know that it's a tough time out there, and we're here to help you grow your business and continue investing in the future. Always remember that we are all in this together. So, thank you, everybody. My pleasure being with you this afternoon. I'll now hand it over to my colleague Jello to discuss solutions which will enable demand discovery. Keep safe, everyone. God bless us all.
All right. Hi again, everyone. Welcome and good afternoon. In this session, we'll talk about how to turn on Discovery Commerce for your startup business. My name is Jello, and I'm a client solutions manager handling CPG tech and a few local startups actually at Facebook Philippines. Earlier, you learned from Gino on how we at Facebook are developing and building solutions to help you meet customers' needs and grow your business for now and for the future. He also talked about how the Facebook Discovery Commerce system works. In this continuously improving and evolving system, from your own customer data input, maximizing Facebook's machine learning, leading to your own digital storefront with a continuous optimization. It's actually a virtuous cycle that makes Facebook the home of discovery commerce. Today, we'll dive into the commerce component of this system. Facebook has always been about connecting people to what they love, and more often than you might think, those connections lead to commerce. Take groups, for example. On Facebook, when we first created groups, we learned many were using it to buy and sell. Groups were not designed for this purpose, and it was not the smoothest experience, but this behavior was happening. That's why we created Marketplace, to make that experience better. From making it easier to browse to adding search capabilities within the platform. And even on Instagram, right, we found that many of the messages and comments to businesses were asking about products. People wanted to know an item's price, its availability, and how they could buy it. We learned that Instagram was becoming a new way to shop. So we created shopping on Instagram to make it easier for people to buy from the brands that they love. And even in live video, we saw that people wanted to buy products that were featured because they were commenting or messaging the person or business. So we're currently testing a live shopping feature that enables people to connect with sellers more easily when they see something they like at any time during the live video. The interested buyer can easily get connected then to the seller through a messaging thread. Now we're seeing this demand grow exponentially in our platform, particularly in the need for enabling seamless buying and selling on our platforms. Consumers are now demanding frictionless shopping services. Therefore, we're investing deeper in our commerce solutions with the vision to build seamless shopping services and destinations. This all ladders up to the Discovery Commerce system. And today, in this very critical time, Facebook is accelerating its work to enable every business to sell online by doubling down on commerce. Through these investments, we are weaving shopping into the fabric of each of our apps to help people gather inspiration, discover, and ultimately buy the products that they love. Our vision is to create one unified shopping experience across all Facebook apps. We want to create better shopping experiences for people and address what modern businesses like yourselves need today. Storefronts across the family of apps, discovery through shoppable content and destinations, and easier buying experiences through seamless transactions. Let's talk more about these areas. It all starts by establishing your own storefront. Facebook Shops is the biggest step we've taken yet to enable commerce across Facebook's apps. Shops makes it easier for businesses to set up their digital storefront and sell things online. One shopping experience across all of the Facebook apps. Any changes that you make to a shared collection goes live across all of our apps. Today, customers can message a business through WhatsApp, Messenger, or Instagram Direct to ask questions, get support, track deliveries, and more. And in the future, customers will be able to view a business's shop and make purchases right within a chat in either of our apps. So what can you actually do in Shops? You can curate products by organizing groups of products into collections. You can also customize your shop so you can stand out from the crowd and express your brand's voice through visual merchandising. You can also drive discovery of products through shoppable content. We're making it easier for new customers to discover your products where they're already spending their time. How do we actually do this? First, make your content shoppable and actionable with shopping tags on Instagram. On Instagram, businesses can already use shopping tags to highlight products from their catalog in stories, within the feed, in copy, in live shopping, etc. So people can learn more and easily take action. Second, make your content shoppable and actionable with discovery points on Facebook. Similar to Instagram, businesses can also use shopping tags on Facebook to highlight products from their catalog in newsfeed and live shopping so people can learn more and easily take action. We're currently testing live shopping in Thailand, and once this result is out, we will be making it available to wider markets. As mentioned, we're building our live shopping solutions across Facebook and Instagram because we're seeing that people want to buy products that were featured in live video. While still in its very early days, our live shopping solutions will enable people to connect with sellers more easily when they see something they like at any point. Take Taiwanese fashion brand Lulu's, who ran a campaign that combined a Facebook Live event featuring fashion influencers with targeted mobile first video ads on Facebook and Instagram. They saw a 1.6 times return on ad spend for mobile purchases. And Singaporean fashion label MDS Collections started using live video to sell products before we even built a product to support it. They've since pivoted their business from 80% offline to online with the help of Facebook's Creative Shop. And finally, Indonesian e-commerce company Tokopedia combined influencer, paid, and organic content to take over Instagram Live. They mobilized a community of deal seekers, asking them to show they are ready to sprint and grab the offers. It has reached over 1.1 million people in Indonesia. You can also amplify discovery and consideration with our commerce ad solutions. We're building ads and other new discovery points to help drive traffic directly to your shop. Stay tuned for more info on when this becomes available. Today as well, you can boost shoppable content with Instagram shopping ads that leverage people's existing behavior by allowing them to tap to tag for more information about your featured product and how to purchase. You can also leverage collaborative ads and partner with retailers to drive traffic to your product, maximizing brand-to-brand partnerships more than ever. And also easily retarget your audience with dynamic product ads, which pull from your product catalog based on users' intent signals and behavior. The third is shopping destinations. How do we make it easy for new customers to discover your products where they're already browsing and shopping? Facebook Shop is a new independent shopping destination on Facebook for daily shopping inspiration through shops, content, and community. Our vision for this is to be a place to connect consumers to your brands and products through content that leans into the reasons people come to Facebook. User-generated content, recommendations from groups, live shopping, and personalized discovery, all in a very convenient and secure place to buy with confidence. We recently launched Instagram Shop as well, which is a new way to discover and buy products you love within Instagram Explorer. Globally, IG Shop features personalized recommendations to people based on the accounts they already follow and businesses using IG Shopping. And in the future, consumers will be able to access IG Shop through the designated shop tab, where they are already in a consideration mindset. Businesses can be featured on IG Shop by consistently tagging products in their content and creating collections of products in their shop on Instagram. This is available to merchants who have created a shop on Facebook. And note that checkout on Instagram is on limited release in the US and will be available in other markets soon. And the last on destinations is how do we learn more and get insights from our shop? So you can learn more about your shop's performance by viewing the insights in Commerce Manager. Currently, for merchants with off-site checkout, you can view your shop performance You can look at new traffic metrics around sessions, visitors, and bounce rate. You can also view your audience insights. It's an aggregated view of your audience demographics around shop visitors. And finally, see how your catalog is performing. Understand which products and product categories users are looking at and are taking action on. With this, you also have a feature to create custom audiences. This provides a range of helpful ways to re-engage people who have expressed a clear interest in your products. Today, you can retarget people who have viewed your product detail page. And in the US, and once checkout is available, you can view people and retarget them who have added products in their add to cart or have purchased within the shop. And lastly, how do we enable ease of buying? And that's really via messaging and seamless transactions. The world is moving towards messaging first, and we've seen this trend with our own apps. Following the outbreak, in a 1 month period, we saw messaging increase by 50% in many of the countries impacted by the virus. We've introduced more ways to make sure people are staying connected virtually. We've doubled server capacity and a number of video call participants on WhatsApp and launched Messenger Rooms as well, a group video chat product. Businesses need their messaging channels to be efficient. They need to handle message volume well, and they want more discovery. Because messaging plays such a critical role across the customer and business journey, Facebook is focused on three essential areas over the next 6 months. We want to make sure that messaging your customers is easy and efficient. We are making it easy as well for people to discover and connect with your business. And finally, we're building solutions for lead generation, commerce, and customer care. On driving consideration with seamless messaging integration, coming soon, customers that are browsing Facebook shops will be able to message a business through WhatsApp, Messenger, or Instagram Direct to ask questions, get support, track deliveries, and more. Today, businesses and people can share shop links within the thread when discussing a particular product, helping to drive awareness and conversation. You don't even have to leave Messenger or WhatsApp to have that conversation with the business. You can also give your customers an easy and convenient way to get information about your offerings by leveraging lead generation ads in Messenger. These templates create an ad that clicks to Messenger, allowing your business to qualify leads and continue this conversation with people who are already interested in your business. Messaging allows you to deliver a personalized and instant customer care experience as well, such as automated experiences in WhatsApp, enabling you to scale your conversations with customers and provide them instant support with their queries. And on driving discovery for your business with messaging entry points, you can also create ads that bring people to the conversation. These are ads that click to Messenger and that appear on Facebook, Instagram, or Messenger. These ads send people into a conversation with your business. When a person clicks on this ad, a conversation will be started with the person in Messenger, where your business will be able to greet them with personalized greeting messages. Another way to drive customer discovery is by incorporating ads that click to WhatsApp on either Facebook or Instagram. And we're slowly rolling out Facebook Pay on Messenger, currently live in Thailand, to allow people to pay for products seamlessly when they are messaging with a business. Creating a shop gives your business access to commerce experiences across the Facebook family of apps. With our commerce stack, you'll have access to these customer-facing commerce experiences we talked about, with the exception of those in red, which are currently being tested but will roll out soon. The back-end technology to our commerce platform powers the tools you need to run an efficient and successful e-commerce business like shop creation and management, shopping custom audiences, catalog management, ads creation and management tools, and insights and measurement tools. Let me end with this guide on what you can do today. Establish your digital storefront, drive discovery of your products or services, make sure you're measuring results, and break down organizational silos. If there was anything this pandemic has taught us, it's that old ways of doing things will not survive in the post-pandemic world. Start now and act fast. That ends my session, and in the next part, you'll hear from a business who who has successfully pivoted their business model during the pandemic, flowerstore.ph.
Hi, I'm Saul Moya. I'm 32 years old and I'm the founder of flowerstore.ph. We are an online flowers and gifting service in the Philippines. During the month of March, as the pandemic started to hit, we were not able to continue operating as the farms that we usually work with were not able to send their supplies. The idea of being stuck at home without doing anything was very hard to swallow, so we thought, what can we do to do something? Based on this question, we decided to launch Minimart, which is like an online grocery service, bringing products and essentials to the people who were really in need. This was like a game saver because e-commerce was still allowed to operate during the pandemic. We started launching Facebook ads. It allowed us to reach customers that were really looking to purchase groceries during these days. We started using Facebook business page to be in contact with our customers, being able to talk in real time. I'm also very proud of what the staff did during this time, showing a very big capacity of adaptation to the circumstances.
Nagpapasalamat po kami kay Sir Saul kasi habang may pandemya, nabigyan po niya kami ng trabaho.
We now have two business working at the fullest, and we are very proud of what we achieved, being able not just to maintain like the jobs of the staff, but also to continue creating new ones.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good day. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. And welcome to the community event of Facebook for the Philippine Startup Week. I'm Cam Santana Tuason. I am a client partner at Facebook Philippines. Essentially, what I do is I help out advertisers, businesses like startups, actually, and other disruptors maximize the solutions in their platform through help them with their business goals and objectives. Earlier today, you heard from my colleagues talk about this growing trend we like to call discovery commerce, right? And how important it is now more than ever, really, that you're able to connect and really relate well to your digital commerce using the new trends and solutions brought about by this discovery commerce phenomenon. One business that was able to take advantage of this phenomenon early on at the onset of the pandemic is actually flowerstore.ph. If you're not too familiar with what flowerstore.ph is, it's actually the biggest flower gifting e-commerce site in the Philippines and also now has presence in Vietnam. And what they did at the start of the pandemic was to continue with their gifting services, but also had to adapt their business model, taking in new solutions to be able to accommodate to the new trends that were brought about by the pandemic. We're lucky to have here today with us the CEO and co-founder of flowerstore.ph, Saul Mola. Saul Mola started the business in 2018, but before then, he was actually the Chief Financial Officer of Lazada Philippines. Let me quickly call in Saul. Hi, Saul. Good day. Thanks again for joining us in today's session.
Hello, Cam. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Saul, so much for joining us. And for everyone watching the video or watching our session today, earlier I actually showed a video of the transformation or the business transformation of Flowerstore during the pandemic, how it quickly adapted its operations to also create Minimart, right, which is the grocery arm of Flowerstore. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about your experience in creating this new business model. And essentially, what else you had to consider in able to support mini grocery, your new business.
Yeah, well, so for us, basically, like all of these like happened like when the March arrived, like, and the pandemic kind of started to become like slowly like a reality, we started seeing that our orders started like really like declining, like the orders in flower store. And then basically like this, like we reached like 15th of March when like the official lockdown started. And because all our supplies today are coming like from Benguet, from Bukidnon, and other areas of the Philippines, basically like all our supply chain kind of got disrupted like during these days. So then we were like, well, as a lot of the business, but we were like on the situation of we have the infrastructure, so we have the warehouse, we have the people, we will even have like the orders to do, but we really didn't have like the supplies, so we couldn't really like operate like our normal business as we were like used to do it. So then we were just started thinking like, okay, what can we do like to in several dimensions. So first of all was like, what can we do like to really help like ease like this whole situation. And this was when we decided like to launch basically like the gift care initiative. That the gift care initiative was like a non-for-profit initiative. So what we did is like we created like a new website that was like giftcare.ph. And in this website, basically like what we put was like care packs for the frontliners, having like things like soap, shampoo, toothpaste, razors. We also had like PPE equipment, like masks, alcohol, gloves, that at the very beginning was something that all the hospitals were like lacking. And then we also had like a lot of food packs, like pancit and kind of easy food. So what we did basically was like, we give like this platform in which people was able like to order from it. And then we were like preparing like all these orders and delivering like to the hospital. So during the 2 months at the beginning of the pandemic, we served like 6 different hospitals and helped with these like thousands of frontliners. And this was first like on our side, like of what can we do like to basically like help like society and to help like on the pandemic. But then at the same time, because we are still like at the end of the day a business and we still need like to survive. So at the same time, we launched, as you mentioned, like Mini Mart initiative. That Mini Mart, the reason why we decided to launch is that we were seeing those days that the demand for online grocery service was like very high, like the big players like Lazada, Shopee, they were being able like to deliver in 1 week. And for us, we were like, we have the riders, we have everything, we can actually deliver on the same day, but so we just need like to pivot a bit like the business. So this was basically what we did. We used all the existing infrastructure that we have already built like for flower store, consisting like on website, systems, riders, assembly people. And we basically launched like Mini Mart, offering like, we had like 300 to 400 essential products, like mostly like the basic ones that you will buy maybe on a 7-Eleven or on a Mini Mart. And basically like these, we were able also like to help a lot of the people that actually needed like these essentials, but they didn't want to go out like to a shopping mall or to a grocery store and risk getting the virus. So this was basically like the 2 business that we launched like in March, like after the lockdown started. In those 2 weeks, we launched both Gift Care and Mini Mart. One kind of like to help society and to help like the pandemic, and the other one like to be able to continue like having a business to operate.
Yeah, that's amazing. So it's amazing what your team has done in just what was that, less than a month, I think, right? With the Give Care initiative and also with Mini Mart. I'm sure a lot of the business owners and startup founders listening to us today are already very inspired and excited to start pivoting their business models similar to what you did. But it's also easier said than done, right? I'm sure there were a lot of things that you had to consider. Could you share with us maybe some of these factors that you really, had to think about before embarking in these initiatives?
Yeah. So for us, like the first thing, and that I see that it's really important, is always to be like very open-minded and be always open, like on seeing what kind of needs are in the market. Also, because we know that the markets are changing like every time, and with this pandemic, like it changed like even faster. Like what the things that were valid like 1 month ago no longer like were correct. So for me, like the first part is being completely open-minded, and the moment that something is not working, or just be able like to reassess everything and kind of trial new things. So then in Flower Store, we always like follow like a very similar approach. So first we try to understand what is like the current situation, like from a market point of view, and also what are the resources, because it's like, yeah, I will love to test like or to try a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, the resources that you have are like the ones that you have, so you need to adapt also to it. And then basically like knowing how this starting point, how like the market and your resources are, you need to understand or try different initiatives that can maximize like the use of these resources, and always also having like the minimum potential risk. There will always be like a risk if something doesn't work, like a cost, but you always also need to try to make that this is minimum. So in our case, like at the end for us, like the cost, we already had it because we already had the people, we already had like the warehouse, and the cost was already there. So was very minimal risk. So the only risk about trying it was like the time that we will be spending on it. But also during the pandemic in work from home, time was one of the things that we actually had like a bit. So then like for us, like basically like the risk or the downside of trying it was very minimal. But then we saw that the upside or the potential that this could bring was very big, because one, it was like allow us like to continue operating, also give like all our operations people have like a job to be done, and then of course also continue having a business. So this is a bit like the framework that we always follow, like always test like new things that can make sense, like to do it, always trying to do it with the minimum cost possible. And then once like you start having data and you start seeing what is working or what doesn't, just start like pushing more budget and more resources on the initiatives that are working.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I love that. It's all about test and learn, right? And you did a number of tests and learn with Facebook solutions as well. You started using Facebook dynamic ads, drive people to the website. You also started using Messenger, right? Can you share more about how you use these Facebook solutions to connect better to your customers during this time?
Yeah, well, so at the end, like for us, it's like as you mentioned, I think that we have tried everything because we always believe in the test and learn. It's like until you don't test something, you won't really know like if it's working or not. So at the end, like what we try is like when we look at our funnel, like one is like at the people that we want we want them like to learn about us. So we try like different of the Facebook solutions, but really more like focus on top of funnel. Then like once already customers have visited us or they have already shown interest, we already show like either dynamic placements like of some of the products or already like some vouchers. So we really try like to adapt to the different stages of the funnel. But yes, you mentioned like with all the different solutions. So one of the ones that we use like a lot, for example, is Messenger. So for us, Messenger is very important because we see it as a way of connecting with our customers like in real time, because it's a bit different. Like if for example, I'm buying something that is just by myself in Lazada, so I wouldn't care like too much. I will just read the reviews, but there is not a lot of questions that you have. When you are basically like buying, for example, with us, with Flower Store, you are already like thinking on that you are buying for the birthday of a person, and you already want that this occasion is special. So it's normal that you have like some more questions that you will have if you are just buying for yourself, because when you are buying for another person, you cannot risk like the experience not to be perfect. So then because all these doubts and questions kind of arise, we have like the messenger chat embedded also like in our website, so all the customers can ask to us. We have established like a chatbot that like the most common questions already we answer like automatically, but then at the same time we have like human agents that are like suggesting or giving like recommendation when there is like some more complicated question. And for us, this is very important because we see like a very big like increase in the conversion rate if a person has already talked to us like in Messenger versus if they just come to the website to see but they don't ask. So that's why for us like Messenger is actually one of the Facebook solutions that is the most important for us, and not just like during the ordering process of the customer, but also like during the delivery and during the post sale, because it can happen that, for example, the customer just finds out that the recipient is not going to be in the office that day and they want to communicate with us like very fast. And sometimes email takes a bit more time while Facebook is real time. So for us, like having this real time capability is something that is useful on all the process of the customer journey.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Sewell. Unfortunately, it looks like we're almost out of time, so I'm down to my last question. What's one advice you could give to the business owners and startup founders here in the session today on how they could start on discovery commerce campaigns on Facebook?
Yeah, so for us, what I think that is like the key, at least in my opinion, is like to be very data oriented. At the end, like you need to be able like to define clearly and with numbers what do you want to achieve with each one of the campaigns that you are running and that you are planning. Then really also adapt like the message to what you want to achieve. And then once you have like very clear what you want to achieve and you have, then it's about all test and learn. It's like test and really see if it's really working and if you are really getting like the appropriate results with your audience. And then once you are doing like this test and learn process, the things that are working, then double down on them, like prepare more creative similar to these, see what it like the audiences continue pushing them. What it doesn't, what is not working as you have defined, learn and try to understand why it's not working and try to work on fixing this and on this. So basically, for us, it's all about data and test and learn.
Yeah, love that. So keywords, remember, test and learn, make sure you have data and then reiterate from there, right? Learn from your mistakes moving forward. Thank you so much, Saul, for your time. Really appreciate you sharing with us how you and your team pivoted during this pandemic. To everyone else, we still have the live Q&A coming up, so please stay tuned. Thanks again, Saul.
Thank you very much, Kans, for the chance of being here. Bye.